let me go back. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the NFL owners meeting. Oh, sorry. I forgot the breaking news. That wasn't even supposed to be part of this show. Kirk Cousins to the Raiders. Just came in before I started not talking, apparently. Kirk Cousins has gone to the Raiders. Just before I started this, I saw it, and I think that's fantastic for the Raiders. I think it's good for Mendoza, who most likely will be drafted there, to have such a good, not just mentor, but basically another coach in-house, because that's kind of what Kirk Cousins is going to be for him. Not only someone who's been through it all, seen it all, but can help kind of usher him through some of the down moments he may have, or how to be a professional. I think some of these guys who come into the league, they're just expected, you know how to play football, get out there. But it's also, they don't know how to be a pro yet. Sam Darnold is a prime example of, he came into the league, there were expectations. Certainly he knew how to play football. He fell flat on his face. He bounced around a few teams. It was not good. He is as much admitted that when he went to the San Francisco 49ers, he learned how to prepare for games and how to be a starter from Brock Purdy. Oh, man, I'm going to clean my room later. So sometimes that's what it takes. You know, you need a good example. You need someone to show you the way, even if it is Mr. Irrelevant. You know, kind of amazing that that guy came out the box almost ready to start, and so many number one or first round picks don't. But good for the Raiders, good for them. Let's steer back into the Browns. We're having fun today. All right, so the owners had their meeting. It's over. It's done. Hooray. And what I found initially most interesting was I had just spoken about how the Browns were prepared to, they initialized, or they proposed a 5-year trade process. You can draft trade picks 5 years in advance instead of the 3 that are right now. They have withdrawn that proposal, like right at the meeting. And that was shocking to me. It seemed like a very Brownsy thing that they wanted to do so. And I thought, well, this is probably going to pass. And the reason why is because everything I read said, well, this is going to pass. And then they withdrew it. Why? Because it was lies. It was all lies. It was never going to pass. Nobody wanted any of that mess. Voting on it was a waste of good bagel time. Sean McVay appeared on Good Morning Football and said that there was 0 chance that this would ever pass. He said it was 11-0 just in his circle, and he is part of the competition committee. They would need 24 votes for this to pass. So the Browns read the tea leaves. Never even a chance of this passing, so why even bother voting on it? They just withdrew it. It was less popular than the tush push. There were more votes or more people in favor of that, and maybe that was because of player safety concern. But it also showed how much nobody wants this, I think. If Jimmy wants to get this through, he's going to have to do a lot of politicking in the next year or two, I think. And it sounds like he didn't do that. He just kind of threw it out there to see what people would think. The more funny thing to me during the meeting was that Browns head coach Todd Monken missed the annual coach's photo on Monday because he was getting a haircut. And now everybody's in front of me on this one. He was getting a haircut for the photo. That's why he missed it. So there was a coaches meeting just prior to the photo, and it ended 20 minutes early. So they just decided, let's take the photo now. And that was when he was getting the haircut. He missed that meeting to go get the haircut and then missed the photo because he was getting the haircut. And my question is, who gets a haircut that close to a photo? Hair does not grow that fast. You couldn't have gotten this done like a week ago or a day ago. It's ridiculous. You know what? And then, of course, you got to see the hair. Because what kind of haircut necessitates missing out? That makes sense now, you know? Because that kind of craftsmanship takes time. As I eat my Chex Mix. All right. Worse yet, I bet Jimmy Haslam gave him like $182 million guaranteed. The barber, that is. It was also revealed. There was a lot of haircut talk this week, strangely enough. It was also revealed on another show that Panthers coach Dave Canales cuts his own hair. Not wildly fascinating, but mildly fascinating. If you've seen his hair, kind of makes sense. Not that it's a bad haircut, but it's a simple haircut, you know? But apparently, it's like a family thing. He's got a family brush or something, some kind of special brush that he said if his house caught fire, he would save the brush. I hope he doesn't have kids. Maybe save them first, but unless maybe they hold the brush and he can, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like this is information that Todd Monken should have had while he was there, because Dave could have hooked him up with a haircut right there on the spot. You wouldn't have needed to go anywhere. You'd be in your photo as your first head coaching job ever. I mean, poor Todd Monken's like 90 years old. He finally gets a shot and he's missed out on the photo already. I mean, he's probably not 90. He wears those glasses like this every time I see him on TV. And that just makes me feel like he's old, because that's how old people wear glasses when they're reading a manual or a book to children or something. To round out the haircut portion, excuse me, of this segment, Drake May also recently shaved his head. Almost to the skin, but not quite. It's more of a buzz cut. But he did it for charity. It wasn't just for funsies. It was a shaving by saving event, which raised millions of dollars for the Boston Children's Hospital. I think we have a picture of that too. Oh no, it's Todd Monken again. Oh, he's got a mustache this time. What is going on there? He's looking like he's imbibed some Florida. Looks like he owns a panel van and works as a DJ. You know what? Maybe that's his retirement look. I've seen worse. There are also new rules that came out of the meeting. Most of them were kind of boring, and I think anyone who was paying attention saw that lead up to it. It was a lot of like kicking stuff, but hooray for all of you who are a fan of the onside kick. You can now do it at any point in the game again. Prior to this, for 2 years, whatever it was, you could only do it in the fourth, but you still have to declare it. And that kind of removes the fun part that I liked. I miss the element of surprise. You know, like war or threesome. And there's also the possibility of replacement refs again. What a wonderful time for rule changes. But one good thing did come out of this. Well, I think it's a good thing. You tell me if you find this also to be a good thing. There will be no more Monday Night Football doubleheaders. They said fans didn't like it. I didn't like it. They said that if fans felt like they were compelled to choose a game, because some of the games did overlap a bit. And I just didn't like it because they were putting picture in picture of a game over a game, as if our TVs don't have the technology to do side-by-side picture-in-picture already. Like, it just felt unnecessary. It also didn't help me when I was doing roasts, because then there would be video on top of video, but that's not really a problem for most people. I don't know, did Monday Night Football feel less special? Was that what it is? Because there were two games? Was the exclusivity of it all just kind of lost? I don't know. Plus, one crew always kind of sucked, you know? Like, I think one game would be the standard Troy and Joe, which people have mixed feelings on. I think they're fine. And then the other one would be like, I don't know, Dan Orlovsky and Rob Schneider or somebody. Like, it's just ridiculous stuff. It was always lacking. It always felt like one game was less than. But where could that extra game go now? Is the question. It could get sucked back up into Sunday. Like, that's a normal thing to expect. That's logically what you would expect. Illogically, how about Wednesday? Because that's on the table. So This year, the season's first game is actually on a Wednesday. And last year they had a Wednesday game, I think. Was it Christmas? So they want to spread the money. I'm sorry. They want to spread the love across the whole week. Basically, they want every day of the week to be football. Except, I think, Saturdays from mid-September to December. Because apparently there's an actual law that they can't. I don't know what kind of law exists. Is this what our Congress is up to? That's what they're doing? So they're going to spread, hopefully for them, they can spread the whole week with football. Likely at some point, they're working on an NFL bidet to squirt games directly up into our beeholes. So when you're looking for answers to complex matters such as this, you have to go straight to the source, which for me is always Jerry Jones. He speaks the truth. You just have to learn how to listen. So when Jerry was asked about potentially expanding which days of the week teams would play during the 2026 NFL season, he said, "When the ducks quack, feed 'em." So I'm glad we got that cleared up. I don't dislike the idea of games spread across other days that much, really. It's just the way that they're framing this for fans. This is what fans want. They want more football, which it is true. We do want more football, most of us. But it also reminds me of a problem that I think we're butting up against these days with all the different streaming options. It used to be, where are the games? Well, if it's an NFC game, it's on Fox. If it's a CBS game or an AFC game, it'd be on CBS. And then there is, well, as it grows, now there's Thursday night, there's Sunday night, there's Monday Night Football. Where are they? One's on Prime, one's on, I don't know. Now this year they had Netflix. It's a problem of where is football? It's a growing problem. But now if they start moving things around like that, it feels like not only where is football, but when is football? So in theory, I don't hate the idea of a Wednesday game. I just find it a little annoying that I have to sit down and go, all right, time to watch a game. Where is it? Where is this? Or find out that I missed it. Like, in theory, I'm not against international games. I kind of like waking up in the morning and having a game right there in front of me. That was one of my favorite things about living on the West Coast. You know, you got the games a little earlier in your day, and then you still had a little day left at the end. That was kind of fun. The other thing that they talked about is that the Jaguars are going to play the 2027 season in Orlando. They had to vote on it because it basically means they're going to be playing in Tampa's backyard. And they gave permission for it. So Orlando is about 2 hours south of Jacksonville. Not that I'm a Florida map guy. But it's about 2 hours south, depending on hurricane conditions. They will be playing in Camping World Stadium, which sees plenty of action already for college, apparently. They play the Pop-Tarts Bowl there, the Cure Bowl, whatever that is. Don't think it's working. Citrus Bowl. You know, I've been to Orlando, and my first thought was they can handle more traffic. So this is good for them. They're going to play 10 games there, plus playoffs. If they make the playoffs, which they're trending in the right direction. And again, this is not this season. This is next season. Why are they doing this? The Jags Everbank Stadium is undergoing renovations, so they needed to find a new place to play ball. I'm hoping their new renovations are a nice open floor plan, maybe some chandeliers in the bathrooms. Clean out the rat feces from their concessions area would be nice. That is not as much of a joke. Much like a good episode of Law & Order, that was inspired by the headlines, pulled straight from the headlines. It's going to be a $1.4 billion renovation. And the strange thing is they said it would take 3 years to renovate, but they're only playing there in 2027. So I don't know if they're going to have to get permission again next year to play again in that stadium, or if it's just they're past the point that it would impact too much of the fan flow and that they can still get through it. You know, they'll just put some tarps over things. Maybe a little asbestos dust get in you for free. Welcome to Florida. Let's see what we got here in the Chizettes. Wow, nice. You guys are mostly on board. I'm not too fragile. You can have dissenting views. The last thing I want to mention before I get up out of here, because I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. There's not much going on right now. It's one of the two major lulls, I feel like, right before we get into the draft. And then there's one in June, too, that's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of great news. Honestly, I'm glad the Kirk Cousins thing happened. Maybe I should just sit here and read the news all day. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. The last thing I wanted to touch on, though, is if you have HBO, not everyone does. I'm rich. And you can go and watch things because that's the service they provide. Born to Bowl on HBO. I'm not really a bowling fan, but I like documentaries. If you are looking for something, Born to Bowl on HBO features a narrator that you will probably be familiar with, Liev Schreiber. He is the actor who narrates HBO's Hard Knocks. So, and I kind of forget this every time I watch it, which is funny to me. So I'll go turn it on. I see people bowling, and all of a sudden you hear that voice. When you have to do something great. And you're like, oh, crap, it's Liev. It's a masterful voice that he has. It's amazing. He could narrate. He's kind of like... he'd be easy to compare to a lot of the greats who have narrated NFL films and things over time, but I almost think you got to put him up there in that pantheon with like Morgan Freeman or somebody. Like I could probably watch something about penguins with Liev Schreiber behind the controls. He kind of makes most things that aren't as interesting more interesting. Maybe it's the writing too, but it's a lot of heavy lifting on Liev's part, I gotta say. Never really sounds like he does as an actor for some reason. He has a very different speaking voice for the narration, I think. I don't know. So if you're looking for something to watch, that is a fun one. I could sit here and tell you about all kinds of other fun things to watch, but that's not really my jam. I just thought that people might be interested in that because of the Hard Knocks. And that's basically it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. I hope I'm happy to come in every Thursday, do a live stream, say what's up, talk to you guys, see what you're up to. Feel free to throw anything in the comments section next time for me to speak on. I'm looking to make this a regular thing. I'm looking to get better at it, to be honest. You know, maybe start one with a mic that is on. Baby steps. We'll get there together. This is why it's important to have people who help. Because you can't trust computers. I'm going to say that. It's your fault, computer, not mine, because I didn't check. I did check my mic right before. How very bizarre. I don't know. I'll blame AI. You know? It's got to be the artificial intelligence, not the intelligence that I myself am lacking on my own. So, all right. Peace out, guys. Have a great time. Have a great day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.